Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. I am live as we are just under 30 minutes away from the beginning. Let me adjust the camera. From the beginning of the 2018-19 NBA season. It begins tonight, October 16, 2018. What are my predictions? What is my preview? We will discuss all of that today as I did not have time to make a video beforehand. Midterms have been kicking my ass, but fall break is finally here. I am finally here to give my predictions really quickly. Okay, before I proceed, because this is a live stream, I'm doing this in a live format. Let me share this live stream with my Twitter followers, with people, so that people can see this live. Because if not, people will come in the middle of it. They'll ask me to discuss something at which I've already discussed, and we don't want to do that today. Okay, maybe tomorrow, maybe yesterday, not today. So let me quickly share this live stream, and then we will get rolling with my predictions. Very interesting season coming up for the NBA. A lot of moving parts, which has been the case over the past number of seasons and will continue to be the case this upcoming off season. I mean, we're already talking about the 2019 off season, so things are definitely very interesting heading into this 2018-19 season. And I'm very excited for this NBA season. I am a Los Angeles Laker fan. And this is going to be a very interesting season for us. LeBron James has decided to join the LA Lakers, and I'm very happy about that. What will it mean for the LA Lakers? What will it mean for this team moving forward? We will discuss that. And with that said, I just sent it out. Let us begin with my record predictions. Okay, so this is where we are going to start my record predictions. Let's start with the Eastern Conference. We'll work our way from the bottom up. Number 15, the Atlanta Hawks. They stink. Okay, and they know that they stink. I still can't believe that this team traded away Dennis Schroeder. It made no sense to me. Although, yes, Trae Young may be your point guard of the future, I would have kept Schroeder and drafted someone else to put next to Schroeder, because that was the one good young piece that you had. I mean, Torian Prince and DeAndre Bembry, they're okay. It didn't make sense to me. They know that they're tanking. I think Trae Young will do well and will compete for Rookie of the Year, but they're going to stink this season. I have the Hawks at 21-61. New York Knicks at seed number 14. I considered 15 for them, but I think eventually when Kristaps Porzingis comes back, they'll be able to win some games. Not a lot, okay, but some games him and Kevin Knox should be able to win some games more than the Atlanta Hawks. I have them down at 27-55. Again, this is a team that is much more looking forward to next season than this one. 13, Orlando Magic, 30-52. I'm sure you've all heard the song Mo Bamba. The problem is Mo Bamba isn't very good. I wasn't a big Mo Bamba fan coming out of college, and he may end up improving and getting better, but he's not going to make a big impact this season. The Magic, they just can't build a damn roster. They can't draft a superstar. They can't draft a guy that's going to come in and change their team. I haven't seen it. Maybe Mo Bamba will be that in a couple years, but not early. They're still waiting on Jonathan Isaac to improve. He's not very good to me. Evan Fournier can do some things going in. Aaron Gordon is improving, but the Magic, to me, 30-52, and not much better than that. Brooklyn Nets at the next position at the 12th seed, 31-51. I'm expecting the Nets to do some things. I want to see D'Angelo Russell stay healthy. As a Laker fan, I know D'Angelo Russell will. He still has a lot of potential. And you're seeing in the preseason him being able to do some things. I want to see him average at least 18 points per game this season, maybe even 20, but he needs to stay healthy. That's number one to me. Still like guys like Karis LeVert, but they need some more draft picks in there. They're not going to win many games this season. 31-51 for the Brooklyn Nets. Cleveland Cavaliers, they're up at number 11, 33-49 for them. Obviously, without LeBron James, good luck. Okay, last year they won like 50 games, I believe. Maybe it was 50 exactly. You're going to lose more than 15 games now than last year without LeBron James. Without a doubt. I'm expecting the return of Kevin Love to Minnesota form. Maybe not to its full 100%, let's say 90% of his Minnesota form. I'm expecting Colin Sexton to do some things. I'm expecting Tristan Thompson to stink. These are things that I'm expecting. But I'm also expecting J.R. Smith to have a nice resurgence as well. 33-49 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number 10, Charlotte Hornets at 34-48. I think there's the same record they've had the past 2 seasons. They seem stuck to me. I like their young guys, and Malik Monk and Miles Bridges. I know Monk didn't have a great rookie year last year, but he continues to build his NBA body. He'll improve to me. Kemba Walker in no man's land. I like him. They don't. We'll see how that develops. But I still think they're decent enough to win at least 30 games. So I'm down for 34 and 48. Chicago Bulls, the 9th seed, 35 and 47. I like what the Bulls are building. I want to see health. Okay, they have some problems with health, but I think as Lauri Markkanen, he continues to improve and take a step forward. I want to see more from Chris Dunn at the point guard position. Zach LaVine, he missed a lot of last season, but I like the Bulls this year. I think they're going to compete for the playoffs, but I have them down at 35 and 47. Miami Heat at number 8, 41-41. This is a good record. Them 500. They make the playoffs, and they could do a little better than this if they're able to trade for Jimmy Butler, but that hasn't happened yet. So until it happens, I can't say anything there. Detroit Pistons. I like the Pistons. I have them at the number 7 seed, 45 and 37. I like the combination of Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. It's weird, to have that kind of point guard or power forward center duo in 2018, but I think it's going to cause teams problems. I think Blake Griffin continues to improve his game, continues to stretch outside, is able to show some more things of versatility as we move in the future. I like Stanley Johnson at the small forward position. I want to see more from Luke Kennard. They're not going to improve much from last season, but I think having Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond for the entire season will it result in a more wins for them this upcoming season. So I like the Pistons. Indiana Pacers, they're 45 and 37. So just the same record I gave the Pistons, both teams 45 and 37, but I like the Pacers a little bit more. Again, a very similar record to what they had last year. Not expecting much improvement. I don't see any reasons for that. They didn't really add much. Perhaps with more team camaraderie, they do better, but I just don't buy it. So they remain the 6th seed. Number 5 seed, Washington Wizards at 46 and 36. I like the Wizards. And I actually like the addition of Dwight Howard. Look, I know he's not particularly good, but when you combine Dwight Howard with John Wall and Bradley Beal, I think you got something there. I mean, that's your 3rd best player in Dwight Howard. You're asking him to just stay down there and get rebounds and put the ball back, get put bad dunks. He can do that. He may not be able to do much more than that, but he can do that. I like the Wizards this year, and they still have Scott Brooks as head coach. So give me the Wizards as a 5th seed. 4th seed Milwaukee Bucks, same record as the Wizards. I have them both at 46 and 36. Just one win better than the Pacers and Pistons, so I don't see much separation here. It can go either way. Wouldn't surprise if the Pistons end up as the best team among all these. I like the Bucks, but again, they lost Jabari Parker. He wasn't huge for their team. He didn't play much as he dealt with injury, right? But you're talking about Eric Bledsoe, who's capped, Malcolm Brogdon, who I don't see much improvement from. You're gonna get more from your center position of Brook Lopez, hopefully, and hopefully Chris Middleton stays healthy. So that could be means for an improvement, but I don't know. I don't see much improvement here for the Bucks team. They could end up winning 50 games, but I just don't have it. 46 and 36 for the Milwaukee Bucks. Philadelphia 76ers, huge jump here from 46 wins for the Bucks, 57 I have for the 76ers. Continued growth from Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Also expect Markelle Fultz to get involved and make an impact. I still have a lot of faith in Markelle Fultz. I think it shows with the Sixers winning 57 games, 3rd seed in the East. Number 2, Toronto Raptors at 60 and 22. I love the Raptors this year. I'm here talking about trading DeMar DeRozan essentially for Kawhi Leonard. You're talking to me. And Kawhi Leonard looks to be, he looks to be every bit as good as he was before he left for injury. So I expect him to make a huge impact here. Hopefully Kyle Lowry doesn't take another step back because he took a step back last season. If he can at least stay where he is, the Raptors will be very good and they may be the number 1 seed. But number 1 seed, I do have the Boston Celtics. You're talking about getting Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward back. You're talking about the continued growth of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They have to be the number 1 seed to me. We move on to the Western Conference, start at the bottom again. And by the way, I have the Celtics going 62 and 20, 2 wins better than the Toronto Raptors at 60 and 22. Western Conference, Dallas Mavericks, the worst team in the conference to me. They still have Dirk Nowitzki. I don't know why. I'm expecting improved play from Dennis Smith. I'm expecting their rookie to come in and make some plays as well, but right now, I just don't see much a reason I have much faith and confidence in this team. I just don't see it. Memphis Grizzlies at number 14. By the way, the Mavericks have them at 24 and 58. Grizzlies have at 28 and 54, so 4 wins better. Again, not much to really see here. Maybe Jaren Jackson come in and do some things. Marc Gasol can stay healthy, and they can maybe challenge for 30 games. But the Grizzlies' time to win game in the NBA, it's over. We get it. The Grizzlies are done. Sacramento Kings, I have at 30 and 52. Oh, excuse me. I have a 30-52. This is why I don't go live, by the way, because I would cut this out so easily. But we're live, so we have to continue. Sacramento Kings at 30-52. I mean, I like what they're building, actually. I still like Buddy Hield, the shooting guard position, De'Aaron Fox at the point guard position, Marvin Bagley, power forward. He has some limited, he's limited defensively, but I think he has some nice upside, especially offensively. So I think they improved. I think they took a step forward from last season. 30-52 is a record that makes sense to me. How about the Phoenix Suns at the 12th seed, that 32-50? I like the Suns. I like what they're building. I like them. They're very similar to the LA Lakers of last season. You're talking about Devin Booker, Josh Jackson, who I really liked coming out in that 2017 NBA draft. He's going to take another step forward to me. And DeAndre Ayton looks to be really good. We're going to talk about it a little bit later when I give my award predictions. I'm expecting him to have a very good season. So I like what the Suns are building, but they're young. They don't know how to win. It's only 32 wins for the Phoenix Suns. LA Clippers, 32 wins as well. Suns could be better than them. It wouldn't shock me, but I want the Clippers today. Lou Williams will still do his thing, but that's pretty much all they got. But I still think they'll be able to win some games because there's still some veterans on this team. They're not particularly young, and I know it could be surprising, but that ends up with teams winning more. I mean, teams like, obviously the Clippers are less talented than the Suns, but you'll be surprised with all the veteran talent the Clippers have. They'll win more games. That's what the NBA works. So I expect that to continue here. 10 seed, New Orleans Pelicans at 39-43. Look, they're going to miss the playoffs to me. I know some people have them in. I just don't buy it. With Cousins and Davis, they were only able to do so much. I know without Cousins, they still posted a decent record, but I had them under 500 this year at the 10th seed, 39-43. Denver Nuggets at 45-37, missing the playoffs as a 9th seed. Now, this was tough for me because I think the Nuggets are underrated, and I had them missing the playoffs. But I do think that they are good, but I think the West is going to be so tough. I mean, Jimmy Butler returning to the Timberwolves, at least temporarily, I think that they're better. So 45-37 for the Nuggets, but can't quite make the playoffs. Minnesota Timberwolves, I have as the 8th seed, 46-36 for the Minnesota Timberwolves. With Jimmy Butler, man, they were the 3rd seed last year, and I'm not sure if he's going to stay there for the entire season. I can't tell you that. But I can tell you, Andrew Wiggins should improve, hopefully. Karl-Anthony Towns, same thing, and Jimmy Butler's still very good. So I still have them as a playoff team, man, as long as they can keep Jimmy Butler on the team. If not, then all bets are off. Portland Trailblazers, 48-34 as the 7th seed. They've capped to me. I mean, Yusuf Nurkic is able to, provide something different for them. But even with him last year, they didn't make too much of a leap, if at all. So they're done to me. I mean, this is where they are. LA Lakers have the 6th seed, 49-33. So they don't get 50 wins. I'd like to believe so. I'm a Laker fan, and I'm excited for this year. But I think their defense stinks. I mean, I think the LA Laker defense is going to stink this year. It's going to be pretty bad. LeBron will help with that, but LeBron's not a bigger defender right now. There's a reason why Kevin Durant is a 2-time NBA Finals MVP, averaging over 30 points per game. LeBron doesn't try as hard defensively as he used to. So Lakers make the playoffs, get 49 wins, not quite 50, but the 6th seed for them. Utah Jazz, 50 wins for them, 5th seed for them. Donovan Mitchell takes another step forward. Hopefully Dante Exum does as well, but they still have Ricky Rubio at the point guard position, Rudy Gobert at center. I still like them. You should too. Oklahoma City Thunder have the 4th seed, 51-31. Again, I like Dennis Schroeder, man, and I like him as a 6th man for this basketball team. I really like him. I think he's going to provide a better impact than Carmelo Anthony did. I think he's going to be better than Carmelo Anthony was for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think it's going to manifest itself in the Thunder being a better team. They're not going to miss Carmelo Anthony because Schroeder's going to come in, do just as much, and be more efficient doing it. So I still have the Thunder as a 4th seed in the Western Conference at 51-31. San Antonio Spurs at 55-27. You heard me correct. I still think the Spurs are this good, people. Look, they got, I think it was 47, 48 wins last year without Kawhi Leonard. Now they're adding DeMar DeRozan. Greg Popovich is going to use DeMar DeRozan and do it well. The combination of DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Greg Popovich, I don't care who they have at point guard, that's still going to get Greg Popovich over 50 wins. I got the Spurs at the 3rd seed. I don't know why people are underrating the Spurs again. People have the Spurs missing the playoffs. Greg Popovich ain't missing the playoffs with no DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge. The boy made it with Aldridge and Gasol. He ain't going to miss it with DeMar DeRozan. The Spurs, look at the Spurs team. This Spurs team is just as good as the Raptors were last year out west, out east. Okay, I don't want to hear it. I got the Spurs as a third seed at 55-27. Houston Rockets at 61-21, and they'll be very good again. Carmelo, we'll see how the dynamics work. I think it'll be better for them than he was for the Thunder, but still not particularly very good. And the Golden State Warriors 64-18. First seed in the Western Conference. So what's going to happen in the playoffs? Let's just skip to the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. And look, the NBA is boring. Okay, man, I'd love to sit here and say I'm going to pick something other than my number 1 seed versus my number 2 seed. I'm not. That's what I got. I got my number 1 seed Celtics against my number 2 seed Raptors in the East, and I got my number 1 seed Warriors against my number 2 seed Rockets in the West. The only thing else I can see is that the Sixers are able to somehow beat the Raptors, and I think it's going to be very close, but I think Kawhi Leonard is going to prove to be too valuable, but I think it's going to go 7 games. So that's the only other team I see making the NBA Finals. I'm a Laker fan. I don't see it. Not yet. No way. I just don't see us beating the Houston Rockets. They're still so prolific. They're still able to score very well. And I think we'd have problems with the Spurs. I think we'd have problems with Thunder and the Jazz. I have the Lakers as a first-round exit, to be honest with you, as they continue to develop and mold. That's what I got. So, look, I got the Celtics versus the Raptors. And, look, I think Kawhi Leonard will put up a hell of a fight, man. But I got the Celtics winning this one, man. They're just way too overpowered. You're talking about Kyrie Irving. You're talking about Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. And all these players are still improving. They haven't even capped yet. They're still improving, and they still got a hold for the center position. It's ridiculous giving the Celtics to go to the NBA Finals. And out of the Western Conference, look, when DeMarcus Cousins comes back, people, it's over. And that's why when we all saw Adrian Wojnarowski tweet during the offseason, DeMarcus Cousins has signed with the Warriors, it was over. The season was over. And accordingly, out of the Warriors winning the NBA Finals, you just can't beat that because DeMarcus Cousins will fit in well. I'm telling you he will. Because all he has to do, first of all, he's improved his game so much since when he came in the league. The fact that this guy's a three-point threat, he's going to fit in very nicely. There could be a little volatility between him and Draymond Green. And yeah, maybe him and Kevin Durant and Steph may argue for the ball a little bit, but it's all about winning at Golden State. Their personalities are fine. We've seen them do this the past 2 years and 3 out of the past 4. The Warriors win the NBA Finals again. It was over when DeMarcus Cousins signed with them. If they did not sign DeMarcus Cousins, I would have had the Celtics beating them. I would have the Celtics beating them in 6 games, this being the definitive end of the Golden State Warriors with this Kevin Durant era. He would have left. Klay Thompson possibly would have left, and that would have been it. Let me tell you what's going to happen now. Kevin Durant's gone. I do believe he's gone. I think after he leaves, Klay Thompson will say, I think I'm going to stay here, actually. I think DeMarcus Cousins will say, you know what? I might stay here, too. So I think there'll still be a trio in Golden State, but I think Kevin Durant is gone regardless. If the Warriors would have lost to the Celtics, I think then Klay Thompson would have felt, okay, maybe I'm done here. But while the Warriors are winning, I think he's going to feel like I ain't leaving yet. So Klay Thompson stays, Draymond stays, DeMarcus stays, Steph stays, Warriors win. Again, they three-peat. And I will say in 6 games, okay? I'm not going to say in 5. I was considering 5, but in 6 games. So those are my playoff and NBA Finals predictions. Now let's get into my awards. Excuse me again. Most valuable player, LeBron James of the LA Lakers. Now, this is tough for me because I think it's going to be close between him and Kawhi Leonard. In fact, now that I'm sitting here saying that, I think I want to give it to Kawhi Leonard. You know, I'm going to give it to Kawhi Leonard. F it. I'm going to give it to Kawhi Leonard because, again, I think the Raptors will be the number 2 seed in the East, winning 60 games. And I think that's going to deserve more credit than LeBron getting the Lakers back to 50 wins, 50-ish, out of my 49. I'm changing my pick right here live. Give me Kawhi Leonard, actually, as the MVP. And then Arnold mentions LeBron James, James Harden, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Don't think Giannis will win enough games. Rookie of the Year, DeAndre Ayton. I mean, look, have you seen the preseason? He's the best. He's the best player. He went number 1 for a reason. He's ready to go. He plays for Phoenix, so he's going to get plenty of volume. DeAndre Ayton all day for Rookie of the Year. Honorable mentions, Trae Young and Colin Sexton. Both will get a lot of volume. Most improved player, Brandon Ingram of the LA Lakers. Y'all that have been following me making NBA videos for a while, you know how much of a hard-on I have for Brandon Ingram. I always have. I mean, I've always said, man, this guy will continue to improve. People looked at him after his rookie year, averaged 8 points, saying he stinks. I said, look, this guy's skinny. He's skinnier than me. He weighs like 190, dude. I weigh like 191 on a bad day. And he's 6'9". I'm 6'2". I mean, Jesus Christ, it's ridiculous. And plus, I'm older than the kid. Look at me. I look young as hell, right? Jesus, I'm older than this kid. Give him time to grow. He's growing now. He went from 8 points to 16 and a half. I expect him to go from 16.5 to about 21, 22 in the limelight of LA to get him the award. But also look out for Buddy Hield, Jamal Murray, and Josh Jackson, all a part of that 2016 NBA draft. Defensive Player of the Year, Anthony Davis, I think he's going to have to show out for the New Orleans Pelicans for them to have any chance. He's going to lead the league in blocks to me. Look out for Rudy Gobert as well. Also Kawhi Leonard as candidates there, but I like Anthony Davis this year. Sixth Man of the Year, Lou Williams. Okay, he's going to still have a lot of volume for the Clippers, lead the Clippers at points per game to me, so he's still going to be able to repeat. But look out for Dennis Schroeder and Kyle Kuzma. Coach of the Year, Nick Nurse. Right, so Kawhi Leonard wins MVP. Nick Nurse of the Toronto Raptors, he's going to get credit. Raptors finally getting over the hump, if you will, although it's still going to be a regular season hump, but whatever. It's not even really a hump. They've been the number 1 or number 2 seed before. What the hell am I talking about? But he'll get credit for something, I don't know, and they're going to give it to him. Other honorable mentions, Brad Stevens and Brett Brown of the Philadelphia 76ers, and then the scoring champion. And I struggle with this a bit because will James Harden be able to lead the league again? Not quite sure about that. Giannis could definitely do it, and I really thought about it, but I gave it to Anthony Davis, who I think is really going to have to step up this year for the New Orleans Pelicans. If you play fantasy basketball, pick up Anthony Davis 10 times over. He is your guy leading the league in blocks, leading the league in scoring, rebounding. He's going to be up there. Anthony Davis, an absolute godly year for him. And with that said, those are my NBA predictions. Let me go to the comments to see what all you guys are saying. You can ask questions, and I will answer them. We will keep them absolutely without a doubt NBA related. We ain't talking no Tennessee Titans today. We ain't talking no NFL. We ain't talking no college football. We ain't talking Conor McGregor. We ain't talking nothing but NBA basketball. We will get out of here before the first game starts because I want to enjoy this. I want to watch the first game. So questions regarding the NBA. Eric Weiss asks, where's Durant going after this year? This is a good question. There is a chance that he will team up with the LA Lakers and LeBron James. I don't see it. I think he goes for New York for a reason that I don't understand. I don't understand why these players are so fascinated about playing with the New York Knicks. I don't get it, but whatever. That's the way it is. And by the way, after this video is done, the video description will contain my predictions. That way you guys can go back. Or you can go back early in this video to listen to my record predictions. I gave record predictions in the beginning. Brandon Co asked thoughts on the New York Knicks. I mean, look, they stink, especially without Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, that's just the honest truth. I mean, Kevin Knox, I'm intrigued, but I'm not really in love with him. It's going to take a while for him to make a huge impact, so I don't see that. The Knicks stink. I mean, especially without Kristaps Porzingis for a lot of this year, they stink. Someone asked, why am I so high on the Celtics? Why wouldn't I be? I mean, Jesus Christ, look how far they went last year without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. Now, there could be some potential chemistry problems here, but look who they have at the helm. It's Brad Stevens. The guy knows what he's doing. The Celtics will be a number 1 seed in the East, maybe number 2, but still be able to ultimately beat the Raptors to me and progress to the NBA Finals. Won't be able to win, though, because that damn DeMarcus Cousins went to the damn Golden State Warriors. Again, really sorry for my voice. I really shout out a bottle of water next to me. Random topics, random times asked thoughts on the Jimmy Butler practice thing. I mean, it's crazy. The Jimmy Butler thing, look, I like Jimmy Butler, but I'm not interested in Jimmy Butler right now if I'm an NBA team. He's a drama queen. He just got traded, like literally last year. He got traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's already complaining that we don't know how to win as they made the playoffs, and they would have been the 3rd, 4th, worst 5th seed if he would have been healthy for the whole year. Andrew Wiggins isn't very good. I think he's good, not very good. Karl-Anthony Towns is. I mean, that's a good running mate, Jimmy Butler. So I don't know what the hell he's competitive about. He's going to go play for Brooklyn. I mean, come on, dog. Good luck with that. I think this might, you don't be surprised if Jimmy Butler retires and you're like, hey, that was the most talented team he ever played for. I think Jimmy Butler's nuts. But hey, if he wants to move, that's fine. Why so low on the Mavericks? Asked all around highlights. I mean, why should I be high on them? They're old news. Luka Doncic, he's not even going to be. I think he could eventually be very good, but he's not going to be very active early for the Dallas Mavericks. He's a guy that didn't even dominate the ball in Real Madrid. He is going to look to get others involved, which will help the team, but it's not going to be like a Donovan Mitchell type, impact for Luka Doncic. He's not that type of player. He could end up developing into that type of player, but he's not that type of player right now. So he's not going to make much of an impact. They weren't very good last year. Dirk Nowitzki's still getting older. Harrison Barnes is capped to me. I don't see reasons to be high on the Dallas Mavericks. I just don't see it. Someone asked, will Lonzo Ball have a good season? This was asked by Chainsaw 30. Now, here's the thing about Lonzo Ball. I mean, define good season. Look, he's not going to – I don't think he's – he will never – I'm going to say this right now already after 1 year. He will never reach the expectations people put on him. Even me. And I said they shouldn't have drafted him. I wanted Josh Jackson on the LA Lakers. I did have Lonzo Ball ranked third. I will admit, I had him ranked over Jason Tatum. I had him ranked over Dennis Smith. I had him ranked over De'Aaron Fox. But it ain't looking good right now. That boy is coming off the bench in year 2 to Rajon Rondo, who is one of the worst starting point guards in the league. Like, that's not good. Okay, if he develops the shot, then things can change. But right now, the shot still ain't there. He's still airballing in the preseason. Man, it is just not looking good for Lonzo Ball at all. Coming off the bench, I mean, we're not even talking about Lonzo Ball anymore. It's not LeBron and Lonzo, that team. No one cares. No one cares. It's LeBron and Ingram, and then it's LeBron and Kuzma, and then it might be LeBron and KCP before it's LeBron and Lonzo. No one cares about Lonzo Ball right now. LeBron, he needs to step up, man. But Jesus. Oh, why not Markelle Fultz for most improved? Honestly, I probably should have considered him. That's a name that somehow went over my head. But now that you say that, I want to change my stance on that. But I won't. I already did that once in this live stream. I won't do it again. But yeah, you might be right on that. That name actually went over my head. Rondo is one of the worst starting point guards in the league. I mean, without a doubt. First of all, we were questioning if he was going to be in the league 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we're like, wait, Rondo might be done. And then he ended up signing all of the Pelicans. Then he was back, and he was playoff Rondo, but playoff Rondo for a reason, because regular season Rondo isn't very good. Rajon Rondo is absolutely one of the worst starting point guards in the league, without a doubt. And there's a reason he's not going to play over 30 minutes a game. He's going to average 27 because they know he's one of the worst starting point guards in the league, and they're going to have to give minutes to Lonzo Ball. He's absolutely one of the worst point guards in the league. I don't know. Is that even debatable? He's absolutely one of the worst starting point guards in the league. Can Devin Booker make a run for the scoring title? No, especially with the addition of DeAndre Ayton and the continued progression of Josh Jackson. No way. I think Devin Booker, let's see what Booker averaged last year. I don't think he may average what he averaged last year. Because, again, you're inputting DeAndre Ayton. Like, that changes the formula. And the formula before was just Devin Booker and a bunch of scrubs. Now you got Devin Booker. Josh Jackson's averaging way more points. He averaged 24.9. Last year, Devin Booker, I don't think he's going to reach that. I got Devin Booker down for maybe 22, 23. Forget the scoring title. Anthony Davis or Giannis Antetokounmpo. Still Anthony Davis, still a complete player. Although Giannis can sometimes be unstoppable, he's not unstoppable consistently enough. So I still got Anthony Davis there. And people keep saying my assessment of Lonzo Ball is wrong. I mean, look, yeah, he averaged 10, 7, and 7. He's coming off the bench. He's coming off of the bench. Where's the progression? How can you go from averaging 10, 7, and 7 as a starting point guard to now being a backup and producing more? I just don't see that. If you're asking me next year might be the real showcase for Lonzo Ball, or maybe like later on in the season. But with Rondo starting, Lonzo's going to have a hard time matching his production from last season because he started. Now he's coming off the bench. I mean, how do you progress by then moving on the bench? And you're not even a scoring guard. If you're a scoring guard and you move to the bench, you may end up being better. I agree with that. Scoring guards do it all the time, or even scoring forwards. Point guards? I don't know about that. Especially passing point guards like Lonzo Ball. He might get traded. I just think this Lonzo Ball thing ain't good. I mean, to think that they really chose. I mean, imagine this, people. Think about this. Because what they did was they chose Lonzo Ball over D'Angelo Russell. Russell's a better player. And it's okay because they ended up getting Kyle Kuzma. But what if they would have got Kuzma with the pick that they already had and D'Angelo Russell, the Lakers are a better team. If they had D'Angelo Russell, KCP, Russell to actually provide the three-point shooting against LeBron James, D'Angelo Russell, KCP, LeBron, Ingram, JaVale McGee. I got that team winning 55 games this year. But they got Lonzo Ball. They made the wrong decision there. I wanted Josh Jackson. I did say that. I had Lonzo ranked well. I had him ranked third, but I said I wanted Josh Jackson. I think Josh Jackson will prove to be better. I think he's going to take another step forward. And again, someone saying Lonzo controls the offense from where? The bench? He doesn't control anything. Look, first of all, the guy's going to be on the bench. Let's start with that. I'm going to keep saying it. Then when he comes in the game, all he's going to do is give the ball to LeBron, where LeBron's going to make the decision. He's rendered almost irrelevant. Brandon Ingram is a playmaker in his own right. He's a passer in his own right. So you got three playmakers on the floor at any given time. You don't need a Lonzo Ball. What you need is a scoring point guard. What you need is a spot-up shooting point guard. His role is going to continue to be diminished. I don't see what he offers you over Rajon Rondo, because Rajon Rondo can give you that Lonzo stat line. Rajon Rondo can give you 10, 7, and 7. So what's the point of that's why there's a conversation here of why even get Rondo? Why get Lonzo and Rondo? They're going to conflict. They're going to play equal minutes. Maybe Lonzo may get a little more, but not much more. So that's the problem right now. And he may not be on the bench permanently, but he may be. And until he's not, that's my concern with Lonzo. I wish I was wrong because I'm a Laker fan, but that's it. All right, we're going to get out of here in the next 3 minutes. That way we can enjoy the beginning of the 2018-19 NBA season. Miles Turner for most improved. That's what I had last year. I had Miles Turner for most improved last year. Let me down. It could be this year. I hope it's this year. I still see the talent within him, but I had it last year and he didn't improve enough or as much as I thought he was going to. So I didn't want to go there again. Someone asked where I think Jimmy Butler will end up. I mean, it sounds like Miami is the most in 10 right now, so I would say the Miami Heat. Someone asked, why do I think the Lakers defense will be bad? I mean, have you watched the preseason? They haven't been good. They gave up a ton of points to the Nuggets twice, gave up points to the Warriors. Their defense isn't good. LeBron's lazy defensively now. Ingram's improving, but he's still weak. Kuzma's not good defensively. Excuse me. Rondo, he is. KCP's decent. And JaVale McGee's inconsistent. The bench, Liz Stevenson, okay, and then that's it. So I don't see them improving defensively much at all. I'm surprised no one asked about my thoughts on the Spurs. Yeah, I got the Spurs to the third seed. That's my hot take. 57 wins. 55 wins, excuse me, for the San Antonio Spurs. I still got it, man. I gotta tell you. All right. Someone said I'm the voodoo mama juju. No, because I had the Titans losing last week, so they finally broke the voodoo magic. I didn't say it in a video, but I did have the Titans losing and they lost, so the curse is broken. Holden Lewis says he has the Spurs make it to the West Finals. What I think, you might be right. I mean, why are people underrating the Spurs? Look at what they did last year without Kawhi Leonard, right? So they're essentially the team they were without Kawhi Leonard. Don't tell me about Tony Parker. Tony Parker's done. He's done. They're the team that they were last year without Kawhi Leonard, and they're adding DeMar DeRozan. That's a big deal. That's dangerous. And they could beat the Rockets. I didn't have it, but now I kind of wish I did. But, I'll stick with what I got. But it would shock me, man, if the Spurs beat the Houston Rockets and make the NBA Finals. Wouldn't shock me at all. Thoughts on Kawhi Leonard's laugh? Those are my thoughts on that. And again, DeMar DeRozan's overrated. That's fine. You can say that. My thing is, with Greg Popovich at the helm, can Greg Popovich not lead the Toronto Raptors West? Okay, that's essentially what they are. Okay, you have DeMar DeRozan. You have a good power forward. Obviously, Lamar Schroeder is way better than Serge Ibaka. Don't get me wrong on that. But yeah, can he not lead the Raptors West to 55 wins? I think Greg Popovich can do that easily. I was still shocked. I was shocked that they made the playoffs last year with LaMarcus Aldridge as being their best player by far. So, yeah. All right, 2 more minutes. Dos. Yeah, some people think Luka Doncic will win Rookie of the Year. Again, I think he's going to be a little slow to start as he gets ingratiated to the NBA style of play. That's what I personally think. Someone asks, most overrated player in the NBA. That's a good question. I normally like to think of players on either really good teams or really bad teams. Bad teams, players that like really perform well or get a lot of volume, but like tends up to be frauds. Like this hasn't been the case for like a Brandon Knights of the world. Like Brandon Knight was really good on a bad team, and then he moved and then he couldn't do anything. I think of an example of a guy like that. I feel like we're getting a better grasp of players at this point. I mean, Melo is finally starting to get his just due. He's been overrated for a while, so I think Melo's finally starting to get his just due. It's tough to say off the top of my head who's the most overrated. Yeah, that's tough to say for me. And so when I ask for my thoughts on the Bulls, I like the Bulls. I like what they're building, but they're still going to need to take a while. And I really want to see Zach LaVine step ahead, take more of the mantle. Laurie McCartan, want to see him really become and ascend to like star level. So they missed the playoffs, but they show a lot of improvement. They're going to look very similar to the Lakers and how they looked last year. And someone asked, do I not like Giannis? No, I really like Giannis. I do really like Giannis. There's obviously so much to like. I don't think he's a top 5 NBA player. Someone wants to suggest Max Kellerman that he's better than Kevin Durant. No, because at the end of the day, while Giannis has the potential to take over at any given moment, he doesn't do it consistently enough. There are plenty of moments in that Bucks playoff series where he could have consistently taken over in the fourth quarter and provide consistent production, scoring 40-plus every game if he had to. He does that no time. Just to me, I want to see him be more aggressive. Okay, with that said, we'll go ahead and end. So those are my 2018-19 NBA predictions. Again, I started with my record predictions at the beginning. I progressed to my finals and playoff predictions. I then progressed to award predictions, and then I answered questions. So that was the timeline. Feel free to go back and watch the timeline. Let's sit back and let's enjoy as we watch the 76ers take on the Boston Celtics. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment. I will be back tomorrow for my Week 7 picks and predictions. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment. I'm out. See you all later.